At a buzzing tech conference in San Francisco, Elon Musk stood on stage, surrounded by a sea of eager faces. He had just finished talking about Tesla's latest projects, including AI cars and energy-saving systems. The crowd clapped and cheered at every announcement, hanging on to every word. After a moment, Elon smiled and said, "Let's take some questions." Hands shot up across the room. Elon scanned the crowd and pointed to the back. A young black woman stood up. She didn't look like the usual tech crowd in their suits and branded shirts. Her name was Tiana Rivers, and she wore a simple denim jacket and sneakers. She held a notebook and tablet in her hands, her voice steady but filled with determination. "Mr. Musk," she began, her eyes locking on him. "My name is Tiana Rivers. I'm 21 years old, and I'm from a small town in Georgia. I built a solar-powered water filter in my garage using old parts. I don't have a college degree or fancy training, but I believe in my work. Will you give me a job?" The room went quiet. Some people looked at her with curiosity, while others whispered to each other. A few even chuckled. A young woman asking Elon Musk directly for a job? It seemed impossible. Elon tilted his head, clearly intrigued. "You built it yourself?" he asked, his voice calm but curious. "Yes, sir," Tiana said, standing tall. "It filters dirty water and runs completely on solar power. It's not perfect yet, but I know I can improve it with the right tools." Elon raised an eyebrow and leaned forward. "That's interesting, but tell me, what problem does it solve?" Tiana's voice grew stronger. "In my community, clean water is hard to find. People struggle every day with unsafe drinking water. My device can help fix that." Elon paused, the room hanging on his next words. Finally, he said, "Okay, here's the deal. If you can improve it to work faster and solve real-world problems, come back in 30 days and show me. If it's impressive, we'll talk about your future at Tesla." The crowd gasped. Some people murmured in surprise. A few shook their heads in disbelief. Tiana's face lit up with determination. She smiled and said, "Challenge accepted." Back in her small town, Tiana returned to her garage. It wasn't much, a small, cluttered space filled with old tools, broken gadgets, and shelves of salvaged parts. Her parents, Angela and Marcus Rivers, stood by her side. "You can do this, Tiana," her mom said, placing a hand on her shoulder. "We believe in you." Her dad nodded. "You've already done so much with so little. Imagine what you'll do now." Tiana smiled, but the weight of Elon's challenge was heavy. She looked at her device, a rough machine made of scrap materials, and whispered to herself, "I've got 30 days. Let's do this." She worked day and night, facing obstacle after obstacle. First, she needed better parts. She visited junkyards and talked to local shop owners, bargaining for anything useful. "What's a girl like you going to do with all this junk?" one man scoffed. Tiana ignored him, her focus unwavering. Second, she had to learn new skills. She watched online videos and read tutorials about advanced solar systems and water purification. When her code failed or a part didn't fit, she grew frustrated. But she never gave up. "Come on, Tiana," she'd say to herself. "You're doing this for more than just you." One evening, while struggling with a broken part, an elderly neighbor, Mr. Coleman, knocked on her garage door. "I've heard about what you're working on," he said kindly. "Mind if I take a look?" Tiana hesitated, but nodded. Mr. Coleman, a retired engineer, examined her device and smiled. "This is good work. Let me help you refine it." Over the next few weeks, he became her mentor, teaching her how to fix mechanical issues and optimize the system. Finally, with just 3 days left, Tiana's device worked. It filtered water faster, sorted waste from clean water, and ran entirely on solar power. She tested it again and again, each time praying it wouldn't fail. "Elon Musk," she whispered with a grin, You're going to see this." On the big day, Tiana walked into the Tesla headquarters. The room was packed with engineers, executives, and reporters. She felt small among the polished professionals, but kept her head high. Her parents had come with her, watching nervously from the back. When her name was called, she stepped onto the stage. Elon Musk sat in the front row, his sharp gaze locked on her. "Mr. Musk," Tiana began, her voice steady, 30 days ago, you challenged me to improve my invention. Today, I'm here to show you what I've done." She set up her device and poured dirty water into it. The crowd watched as the machine hummed to life, filtering the water with precision. Within minutes, clear, drinkable water flowed out. The audience erupted in applause. Elon stood, clapping slowly. "Impressive," he said, stepping closer, "but let's see how it handles a bigger challenge." He added more water and increased the load. For a moment, the machine sputtered, and Tiana's heart sank. Elon handed her a tool. "Fix it," he said simply. Tiana took a deep breath, her hands steady despite the pressure. She opened the device, adjusted a loose connection, and restarted it. This time it worked perfectly, handling the extra load with ease. The room cheered louder than before. Elon smiled and said, "Now that's what I like to see, someone who doesn't give up when things get tough." He turned to the crowd. "Tiana Rivers has proven something important today. Innovation doesn't come from fancy degrees or big labs. It comes from passion and determination." He looked back at Tiana. "You've earned your spot at Tesla, and together we'll make this device something the world can use." Tears filled Tiana's eyes as the audience applauded. She had done it. Her journey, which started in a small garage, had led her to a place she once thought was impossible. She had proven herself and changed her life forever.